Welcome back, everybody, to the Side Speaks Pod, man. Hope y'all having a blessed day, because I'm always having a blessed day, man. And today, we're going to be talking about assertiveness, asserting yourself, and how that creates opportunity, how asserting yourself creates opportunity. I just want to say real quick that opportunity just don't come. It just don't show up. You create opportunity. You make opportunity. So how can you make opportunity? How could you make opportunity? And that's by asserting yourself, letting your intentions be known. It enhances the collaboration for back-to-back communication, and clear intentions facilitate effective work by aligning one's effort towards a specific goal. And ways you can assert yourself is, one, by making eye contact with active listening. That demonstrates engagement in the conversation. You should always show interest into the conversation. Showing interest in the conversation, like I said, it demonstrates engagement. And you always want to be engaged when you're talking to anybody, especially with another person that holds more power, if that makes any sense. It's just respect in the conversation, also helping build trust while conveying, your confidence. And another way you can assert your dominance to create opportunity is to always ask questions. You don't want to always leave it at a dead end where they're just asking you questions and you don't have anything to feed off of or ask back. Or you can always ask. There's always a question to ask at the end of the day. Like, regardless, there's always a question to ask. So you can always ask questions. You should always want to make it an open-end question as well. Like, so the conversation can keep going on, because if you make it a dead-end question, then that's just that, unless they bring back the conversation. But no, you want to assert yourself, so you want to make an open-end question, so you can just keep feeding off of that conversation just like that. And asking questions helps identify the gaps in understanding, which leads to building trust, which falls into developing relationships, and just overall helps cultivate interpersonal skills. Just recently, I was at a business event, and we had a lot of higher ups there. We had a lot of CEOs, a lot of presidents of companies. We had governors there, North Carolina governors, mayors were there, and I got to actually speak with a lot of these people. And I was kind of excited because, speaking with people that have so much power, it's just like, wow, like you could just pick their brain on so much things. And it is honestly just a blessing by itself, because like I said, opportunity just don't come to you. You got to create opportunity. And how you will also create opportunity for yourself, allowing yourself to communicate your skills, interests, and needs, which will make it more likely for others to recognize your potential and consider you for new roles. Any job roles, any potential job leads, projects, advancements, ultimately just opening doors for new opportunity that might otherwise be missed due to, hesitation or lack of self-advocacy. Another way you can assert yourself is by competing with yourself. Competing with yourself, such as, personal growth or increased motivation, or focus on self-improvement, or sense of control over your own progress. All those essential soft skills can be used to learn how to assert yourself in a multitude of situations. My whole life I've been asserting myself. Just not too long ago, I was at Bojangles, and I saw, this older man between his, 60s and 70s. He told me he was 70 years old, but he looked, a good like 60. But he was in a Bojangles line, And after he ordered his food, because I had already ordered my food. So after he ordered his food, we was both waiting at the left side of the facility. And he had on a nice suit, a nice little hat. And then I had asked him, I was like, hey, Unc, you looking real good today. What's the occasion? He said, man, I'm the occasion, man. He said, man, I'm the occasion, man. But he told me that he was just going around and just talking to people about the word of God, you know. And I was just, you know, listening. Just listening. And it's just like simple ways of asserting yourself like that can lead to new, like I said, relationships. We just started talking, going back and forth for like 15 minutes. And even a whole Bojangles worker had came over to us to hear our conversation. He just was standing there. And when Uncle was talking, the Bojangles worker was like, no, I'm listening. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's just how asserting yourself can go. You could be a leader and just attract other people with what you got going on. And it don't even gotta be nothing big, is what I'm saying. It don't even gotta be nothing big. And so we was just talking, started talking about basketball, started talking about respect, he had asked me how old I was. And I had told him, you know, to guess. This is before I cut my beard down too, because my beard was kind of like, you know, you can see my other videos, you'll see. And then he had asked me how old I was. I told him to guess. He said, 25. I said, nah, I ain't 25. A lot of people think that though, huh? I'm 18. During the time I was 18, because last month was my birthday. And I didn't even post last month, that's my fault. But last month was my birthday and I just turned 19. And then he was like, you 18? He's like, no way, man, whoop. And I just started telling him how I was in trade school and other things, whoop. He was like, dang, man. He was just telling me, he was like, man, you ahead of the game, man. A lot of these people don't even got their life figured out at 25. You got your life figured out at 18. I just had another realization of how good God is, of how he can just put you in situations or give you opportunities and put you in positions where you can just level up, you know what I'm saying? But you can, it's not, I ain't gonna say it's necessarily easy, because if you don't have a prayer life, then your thoughts is gonna be your God. So it's kind of like you have to have a prayer life to really know and really understand what you want in life and what you need in life. Not even what you want in life, but what you need in life, you know? And one more story about how I asserted myself into, you know, new opportunity, new positions, and new conversations, new friendships. Me and my boy, we were just walking around in the neighborhood and we saw a whole bunch of just wood that this woman was, you know, trying to throw away. It was in her front yard. It was just piled up. Nice wood too, wood that you can really work with, right? And notice, I think this is before I turned 18. I think this is when I'm 17, about to turn 18, right? Because I remember I'm still in school during this time. And I was like, yo, bro, look at all that wood Shorty just got laying right there. Like, bro, we can use that. We could really do something. We can take this to my backyard and whoop. And so I took the initiative. I was like, hey, bro, let's go knock on her door. Let's see if she, you know, is cool with us taking almost all of this wood. You know, it was like a whole bunch of 4x2s, 4x8s, you know, some good wood, some good planks. And then we walked up to the door. I rung the doorbell. There was no cars in the driveway, really. So I'm thinking, bro, they probably just at work. But everybody in this neighborhood got Ring cameras. So I know she see me anyways, regardless. So she answers the Ring camera. She's like, hey, how may I help you? Whoop. I was like, yes, ma'am. I was looking at your front yard and I see you got all this wood right here. Just good wood, just laying out. And I was wondering if I could take some of it. Just, you know. And then she was like, oh yeah, you could take some. It was going to the trash anyway. I was like, yeah, okay, thank you. I'm like, dang, man. How could we take, because her street is not on my street at all. So her street is a block down. I'm like, dang, but it's a lot of wood to be carrying though, gang. I ain't gonna lie. So, and there was this pickup truck that was just pulling in, right? And I was like, hey, bro, I'm finna just ask Brody right here. A tall Caucasian man, he had a long beard. No, cool guy. I just asked him, I was like, hey man, is it cool if we can move this wood in your truck to our house? And he was like, hey man, no problem, let's do it. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I was like, man, let's go. Cause it's just like a W, bro. Everything's just working out how it's supposed to work out. You feel what I'm saying? As I'm loading the wood up, he's asking us like, what are y'all gonna do with this wood? I was like, hey man, I don't even know yet. I said, I don't even know yet. I'm gonna figure it out though. Like we gonna figure it out. Me and my boy, we gonna figure it out. We gonna do something. It's a lot of wood, so we gonna figure out something. As he was asking that question, and we got done loading the wood up and driving to my house to drop the wood off, he had reached in his wallet and he had gave me his card. Dude's a contractor. I did not know that. Dude's a whole contractor. He was like, hey man, when you turn 18, give me a call. Whoop to whoop. Cause he's not residential. He's commercial, so he's traveling. He was like, hey man, when you turn 18, give me a call. His number was also on the card. He said, take pictures of anything that you do so I can look at it and whoop to whoop whoop. And he said it again, when you turn 18, give me a call. We can do some work. You can travel with me. You can be on the internship. Man, I like, hey man, I really appreciate it. I was just showing my whole gratitude. I was just showing my whole, just integrity. And like I said, opportunity just don't come. You gotta create it. You gotta create opportunity. Just like how blessings just don't come. You gotta work for that blessing. Blessings just don't come in your face. It's just, oh my gosh, a whole bunch of blessings. I ain't doing nothing. No, it don't work like that, bro. You gotta work. First you gotta work for it. You gotta have a prayer life. And you gotta believe, bro. It just falls in line just gradually, bro. When I turned 18, I didn't even have to call dude. Because right when I turned 18, I got a whole internship at another construction company. It's just really just also being outgoing, bro. Like being assertive is also just being outgoing. And that's really all for today's video. Y'all stay tuned in because I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna drop again very soon. I was low-key inconsistent these past 2 months. But that's 100% my fault. I'll take full accountability for that one. But hey man, y'all stay blessed. Y'all stay nice. Make sure y'all say what's up to y'all mama for me. You feel me? And grandma and grandpa. Say what up. But hey man, y'all stay blessed, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next video, man. Saya Podcast out, man.